actually kind of doing a week after, maybe.
A what?
Well, we had like more than a week between our last 2 episodes, and now we're actually trying to like we found time to.
Okay, it just sounded like you said a weeky after.
Let's start again.
No, no. Why would we start again? Why would we start again? Hi, I'm Sue.
I'm Michael.
And we are a close-knit family.
Coming to you, not quite live, from from Armstrong in the North Okanagan region of British Columbia, Canada.
Woohoo!
Woo!
We are a knitcast.
Yes, we are.
So we talk about knitting stuff.
Lots of knitting. Talking about my adventures as a new knitter. Not necessarily a beginner knitter anymore.
A newer knitter who's actually talking about teaching someone else how to knit now. Yeah. A newer knitter.
Yeah, I've talked about that for a while. Our ongoing yarn and knitting addiction.
Yes, indeedy. So welcome back. If you're the first time visiting us, yeah, we like to talk about knitting and other stuff. Mm-hmm. Board games.
Yep. Really just kind of whatever comes up.
Yeah.
And we also like to talk about the skies above Armstrong.
It's a regular feature.
It snowed this week.
It snowed this week.
It snowed in Armstrong. It's already mostly melted away.
Pretty much melted.
But I thought it was going to stick around. But I had to keep reminding myself that the first one never sticks around.
No, this is too early in the year.
No, way too early.
If the first one is right around Christmas, it's gonna stick around.
Yeah.
But this is too early.
Last year we had a really late start on the snow, didn't we? Was last year or the year before? I can't remember.
I don't know. Last year we had snow, like we got snow in November, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, winter's gonna be so long." And I kept saying to everybody, "It's gonna melt. Are you sure? Did you see how much snow?" It had snowed for 3 or 4 days.
And then it all just melted away.
It melted. Yep. And then it came to stay later on and went over our fence. And
yeah, that last winter was a really good snow season. I think I'm not going to say this. No, never mind. I was going to say maybe some records were broken, but I have no grounds for that claim. So
no reason to say that out loud because. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
No reason to say it without admitting that I don't actually know that it's true.
Yeah. So alongs, we have our ongoing sock along. Mm-hmm. You can look that up on Ravelry, enter your finished socks in there. And again, we aren't going to go into it too much this time because
we talk about it enough.
We talk about it a lot.
And all the info is in the chatter thread. That we have going for that, and yeah. So if you're knitting socks, it doesn't matter. Get your picture in there, because actually we've got quite a few entries in that. Yeah, I was a little bit concerned with a bit of a slow start, but I remembered that socks take time to make.
Well, and not everyone's, but if you're making Christmas socks, so you've got till December 24th.
December 25th.
Whatever. If you're making seasonal socks. Then yeah, get them in there.
Yes, indeed.
It is the evening. It's actually after dinner.
Mm-hmm. I'm just enjoying some water.
I'm getting all overheated because that's what wine does to me. I probably look like an alcoholic or something. I'm all red.
Having some wine.
I'm all red and it's November 11th. We never said that.
November 11th, 2018, episode 31.
Episode 31. It is Remembrance Day. Mm-hmm. So a big old thank you to our veterans. Mm-hmm. And,
100 years later this year.
100 years since the end of World War I. Mm-hmm. The war to end all wars. Anyway, let's talk about better stuff. My glasses, I'm all hot and overheated, and my glasses are messy, and I can't see anything.
Yep.
I see you in our monitor. What?
I see you fixed up our notes.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, some more things.
In our monitor, I look like I have like a clown nose. It's so red. I said to Mike, I'm going to look like an alcoholic. I'm honestly not. Yeah, our monitor, which is down here, which is why we sometimes look down there, is very red. Yeah. So it's it brings out a lot of the red. Like
I'm very pink. I look like I've maybe been out in the sun for a little bit too long.
I look like I have a sunburn.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't. And in real life, I don't look that red.
No.
Anyway, wasn't that exciting?
Yeah, but then we find out, we look at the footage, it's like, oh, the color's fine. So,
sometimes.
Yeah.
So, not you, me and Dad.
Yes.
Went to the John Mellencamp concert last night.
Yeah.
It was a really good concert.
This is the first chance we've had to talk about it.
So, okay, if any of you don't know who John Mellencamp is, well, then you're just not as old as I am. But you know his music and you know his songs. So, Jack and Diane and the Authority song, When I Fight Authority, Authority always wins. Anyway, It Hurts So Good, and Paper and Fire, and anyway. So, Dad was really apprehensive about it. He thought it was going to be like some old rock star trying to relive his heyday, right?
Yeah.
Which is just sad.
Yeah.
And I wasn't thinking that way at all. I was thinking, like, sort of knowing his story, that we probably wouldn't get much of his old stuff.
Yeah.
Because John Mellencamp was always, I'm not going to say anti-establishment, but he was like anti-music establishment.
Okay.
So he kind of, he went from his small town that he lived in, and he went out to, I'm guessing, LA, and started, here, I got a knit because I'm on a mission, started started recording music for music companies and stuff, and his first album got recorded, and it came out, and it had a picture on the front of like him, and it said, Johnny Cougar, and he was like, who the hell is Johnny Cougar?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, that's you, because there's no way that John Mellencamp is going to, get any airplay. So you're Johnny Cougar. So he was like, oh, okay, well, my name's John Mellencamp. So he kind of stuck with John Cougar for a little while. And I remember this from when I was younger, because there was like John Cougar, and then all of a sudden there was John Cougar Mellencamp.
Right.
Because he said, no, my name is Mellencamp. And then they said to him, yeah, but you need to keep the Cougar in there because people have to know
that you're John Cougar.
And eventually just John Mellencamp.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's like, I'm not John Cougar. And it was all, like, he'd be in an interview, and if he didn't like the way the questions were going, he'd just stand up and leave. Or if the record execs said, we don't like your music, he'd say, tough, this is what it's going to be, and then they'd be huge hits. Anyway, and then I remember at some point, he was having to perform concerts and stuff, like, because of contractual obligation, but not because he wanted to, like, he didn't want to. So it was sort of a very, sort of rough kind of thing for him. So yeah, I thought that he'd probably come out and just play new music, because that's kind of who he is, right? But no, he played, well, at the beginning, I almost told Dad, like, after the second song in, I was going to, like, dude, I just want to leave.
Oh, no.
I was so depressed.
Oh, no.
He started with about a 15-minute kind of documentary thing about his early days in the music industry, and then things that had happened to him over the last few years. And then, and it was like depressing.
Oh, no.
He's like, yeah, and I was playing these concerts, and I didn't want to be there, and there were people who were drunk and fighting, and it was just like I was back in singing in bars. I'm just singing in bars again, and I didn't want to do it. And I was actually a little bit offended, because I was at least one of those concerts, right? So I'm like, oh, okay. And then his first and second song were like, I know lots of people, but I don't have any friends. Billions of people know me, but I don't have any friends. I'm going to die, and I'm not going to have any friends, and no one's going to mourn me.
Oh.
Right? I was just like, okay.
Oh.
I was expecting new music, but this is super depressing. And then it picked up.
Okay.
Then it picked up, and he was interspersing new stuff and old stuff, and it was a really great show.
Okay.
But anyway, so that was John Mellencamp.
Where was the concert?
In Kelowna.
At
Prospero.
Prospero? Okay.
Yeah, so that's the biggest arena in Kelowna.
Yeah, which is the biggest city.
Biggest hockey arena.
Yeah, and sort of nearest to us.
Yeah. And then, but then, holy crap, I don't know, I'm super tired because okay, can we talk about hotel pillows for a minute?
How about that airline food?
Like, I'm sorry, but who sleeps on a beach ball? These pillows were like this thick.
Oh.
And it wasn't even a question of like you put your head into it and you sink into it. Well, you sink into it, but they were ridiculous. I ended up getting the towels out of the bathroom and making a pillow out of towels.
Huh.
Dad had a terrible night. He's gone to Las Vegas now. I had to drop him off at the airport. That's why we stayed in Kelowna last night. Anyway, what is with hotel pillows? And Dad's they've got this menu about all these hotel pillows. And it's like, well, all we had were like the beach ball pillows.
They had a menu of pillows.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure, we were probably supposed to phone someone and say, can we have a number one,
Yeah. Probably.
It's like, just have them in my room, thanks.
Yeah. Just give me the good pillows.
I can't be the only one who's had to deal with stupid pillows. But anyway.
I mean, for the longest time, I think you guys had me sleeping on Cool Cam's old pillow, which was it didn't have any down in it. It was just cotton.
Oh, it wouldn't have been my brother's, because...
Or maybe, I don't know.
I'd have no reason to have his.
Anyway.
Yeah?
One of the pillows in my room is like that, and and every now and then I'll get them mixed up, and it's like, oh, this is the bad one.
Oh, well, get rid of it. If you don't want the pillow, get rid of it. That's my story.
Sometimes it's a good sort of, if I'm sitting up in bed for some reason, it's a good support, so. Yeah,
okay. All right, well, you can get a different pillow that can be good support, too, because we have other pillows.
I know we have other pillows.
Okay. That's a little aside. Welcome to our life.
Welcome to life in the Garens household.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, I guess, knitting stuff. Yarn acquisitions.
I know that those words relate to that box.
Yes, they do.
There's a box sitting just slightly off camera right now. I have not been allowed to look in it yet.
Oh, it's very exciting. So this arrived in the mail.
And now I'm reading some things, and I'm actually quite excited, but you'll find out about those in a second. I recognize what those are.
In the mail. So, Allison Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
Of Allison Barnes Yarn.
Yes.
I made all sorts of notes. Allison Barnes is an indie dyer from Edmonton, Alberta, and she's been dyeing yarn since 2015.
3 years.
Yep.
Okay.
And she called me a little while back and asked for my address, and I said, okay.
Yep.
And she said, well, I'm sending you, I'm sending you a Fibre Fix box.
Mm-hmm. What didn't she ask? What weight of yarn?
Well, yes, she asked that too.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I was seeing how that's very nice, and I went and I sort of checked out her different things, and let me tell you, she's got a number of different. So the Fibre Fix is a monthly yarn subscription, and you get top secret special colorway.
Okay.
So usually it's something, and you get like a tonal to go with it.
Okay.
And she's got them in like the sock set. So the sock set one at monthly subscription is a full skein and a mini.
Okay.
So for, you know.
Okay, yeah, so you have your, okay, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And then she does fingering weight, DK, and worsted.
Oh.
And then in those 3 categories, you can get like a main color, so the new colorway and a semi-solid, and up to 4 skeins. Like you get to pick, you know, how much you want to get.
Okay.
And then within that, she's got, like at the fingering weight, there's like the sock, the sparkle, and the cashmere sock. And then DK, you've got 100% superwash merino, or her cashmere DK, and again, same with the worsted weight. So many options. And the cashmere is an 80-10-10, so 80 merino, 10 cashmere, 10 nylon.
It wouldn't be 80 cash?
No.
Okay.
No. We can't afford that.
Fair.
Okay.
Let me think about the words I just said for a second.
You know when people talk about luxury yarn?
Yeah.
I mean, already the cashmerino is considered a luxury yarn.
Okay, and that's only 10 cash. So.
But.
Okay.
That would be like a luxury yarn. So, this arrived in the mail. So, the Allison Barnes, the Fibre fits.
Yes, I have not seen what's in
and
this
so
box
Mike
yet.
hasn't seen this yet. I opened it because I wanted to sort of see what was in there so I could be prepared to
so
appropriately talk about it. So, you open up your Fibre Fix box.
Whoop. Hi, yarn lover!
And there's a lovely card. And, yeah. Anyway, so lovely card from Allison.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And there's her, like, website and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, oh, look, we got tissue paper.
Tissue!
So then...
Oh, no. Oh, wow.
So, Allison sent us, so for me, DK.
Yeah.
And for you, worsted.
Oh, I love it.
Isn't this
is incredible.
Gorgeous? So, yeah, get it up there. This is such a beautiful colorway.
There's its name.
And so this is the Autumn Yarn of the Month.
Yeah.
Autumn Splendor.
Mm-hmm.
October 2018. Mm-hmm. So this is Cashmere DK. And Mike's is and then
it comes with a solid.
With the cording, yeah. The tonal
is russet. Which is a nice deep
see, I've been wanting to do this for days, but I wanted to keep it packaged nicely the way Allison sends it.
Yeah.
Because I've just desperately wanted to open this up.
Wow.
And have a look at
that is beautiful,
those
Allison.
Colors. And I'm sure that you're not even getting really the benefit of how incredibly gorgeous this colorway is. Yeah. I was absolutely blown away when I opened this up.
Yeah,
I was just like, this is too much.
Yeah.
But look how just wonderful this is. And I already have plans.
I'm thinking up some uses for this.
You know what I was thinking? I was wondering, well, no, because it's got too many of the close colors again. I was wondering if you wanted to use it for that
oh, the cowl that I got. Well, that's a bulky weight, so...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, anyway.
But those are and those are, again, some of the pattern would get lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, oh my gosh, can you believe it's so beautiful?
Yeah, it's really nice.
So that was the October 2018. Yarn of the month, colorway. And it's super secret and nobody gets to know about it, but now you know. And just, anyway, so beautiful. And Allison, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Allison.
And so, yeah, and the cashmere worsted.
Mm-hmm. So nice.
Oh, so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But the other one that Alice, she does lots of colors and colorways. Don't get me wrong. But the other one that really has my attention, and I actually dreamed about this yarn the other night. Not this yarn. This yarn. She has her Struggle and Strength line.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a line that's kind of, not kind of, it is, how do I want to say, it's honoring mental health struggles.
Yeah.
I love the colors, and it comes, so the way she describes it is that there's the tonal color, and then it's got short bursts of white that represent your heart, what makes you tick, your spark, your strength that's glowing within you. And I just love that. And I've seen it knit up, and it's really cool. And again, it depends how many stitches you've cast on and what sort of project you're working with. But you get sort of this like these dashes of white, right? You've got the color and then these dashes of white. And I was picturing doing like having all the colors, because they're kind of like a rainbow, having all the colors and doing a
fade,
one of those spirals.
Okay.
What helix.
Sure.
Doing the helix knitting with them, and like doing like maybe even a poncho or something.
Maybe. And
maybe trying to double up on, anyway, it's going up here. And I keep going, and I go to start buying them, and then I'm like, wait, I need to know what I want, because I'll get fingering, but then I'll want worsted, or I'll get DK and I'll want fingering. So I'm still working on that. But I love it. So the dark gold color, I love the names of these. The dark gold color is called It's Okay to Not Be Okay. And then the navy color is called Self-Care is Not Selfish. And the burgundy is called More People Love You Than You Will Ever Know. And the moody lilac is called Asking for Help is Not a Sign of Weakness. And the green is Where There Is No Struggle, There Is No Strength. They're so pretty. And so many times I keep going, oh, I want this color, I want that color. And anyway, Allison, thank you so much for your yarn. The beautiful Fibre Fix box is absolutely, oh, I just can't get over it. But thank you for your, all of your yarn, and for the yarns, your mental health awareness yarns. They're very, very special. I've had my eye on them since they came out, and thank you so much for that. Yes. Now, here's the part that everyone else is gonna be should be.
This is what I was excited about.
Very interested. Allison is giving you guys a 20% discount off the things and stuff in her shop. Her yarn. If you go to her shop, so Allison Barnes Yarns.
Yes.
Close Knit 20 will get you 20% off your yarn purchases until January 31st, 2019. That is incredibly generous.
That's very generous. Thank you so much, Allison.
And you really want to take advantage of this and get in there. Get over to see Allison. If you just Google her, follow her on Instagram, Her yarns are gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. And I have to tell you, this just feels like...
It feels so good.
Okay. All right. Woo! So, again, I'm just like gushing. Thank you! It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. Okay. All right. Back to... So, faux.
Faux. F-O. Finished object.
Finished object. So, I finished the mystery knit along that I was doing. This cowl.
Yes.
And I'm not going to say a lot about it. I'm not gonna, because as I mentioned last week, let's just say it's not my favorite pattern. And it's very, I don't know if you can see, it's very straight up and down. So I can hardly get it over my head, which could just be a tension thing on my part. But even once it's on, like it's all bunched up here, and then this kind of, but it was a really good experience. Really neat construction technique, which confused a lot of people who were knitting the mystery knit, because of course you don't get to see a picture of what you're making. So it was kind of confusing for a lot of people who were knitting it. So that was neat. I've never done mosaic color before, and that was a good experience. But that took up a lot of my knitting for the last 2 weeks. Yeah. Because I was keeping up with the clues. And there it is. It's finished. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yep.
Nice. Nice.
So that's the only faux I had.
I do not have any faux.
Okay.
I did not end up finishing those nose warmers. I just haven't got to it yet.
Yeah, because they're an inspiring knit.
Totally. Totally.
How about whips?
Whips.
Works in progress.
WIP. Work in progress. Oh gosh, I work retail. We are ramping up for the holidays. I do not have a lot of time that I can devote to knitting, but I have been devoting some time to finishing these socks, which I am making as a Christmas gift for one of my friends. I am now I decided, you know what, I'm not going to do my original plan of just knitting out the rest of the ball up the heel, and so I am now just working on some ribbing along the top of each of the socks. I'm just doing 1x1 ribbing for these. I'm looking at it now, and I would have probably preferred to have done 2x2, but here we are. And I'm just going to do 1 inch or 2 of that, and cast these off, and then get started on the next ones I need to do before Christmas.
Yeah, better get on those.
Yeah.
And it was actually funny, because when you took out your when you took them out last week to say, okay, I'm switching and starting my ribbing now, he pulled the ball of yarn out and he's like, oh, well, I was pretty close to the end of it anyway. Yeah. So it wasn't, he didn't have that much further to go.
Yeah. But that's the only whip that I worked on this week. I'm still on hiatus from the Yarn Quest 2018, because I just need to put that away for a bit.
Yeah, and you're still getting the clues.
Yep.
So you can pick that up and work on it when the mood strikes you again. Yeah. It's the thing with scarves. They just go on forever.
Yeah, and the biggest thing was I'm looking at how long the scarf is and looking at how much work I've put into it so far.
Yeah.
And I'm barely through my first 2 of 4 balls. And because it's colorwork, so you have 2 balls going at once, and it was
looking pretty daunting.
Yeah.
So Julie's gonna get started knitting this week. My friend Julie we were waiting until some things quieted down. And of course, things never quiet down.
No.
We always say that, right? Oh, I'll do that when things quiet down. But so we'll be starting her knitting this week. So maybe we'll get to have a look at some of her progress along the way.
Does she have a pattern chosen?
Well, I have plans for her. And actually, she was looking at some of the patterns in that my Kim Hargreaves book, because there was a few in there, and I was like, really, it's a pretty simple pattern. But she's like, I love everything in this book, and I'm like, well, once you've got your knits and pearls, you can knit anything.
Yeah.
So, and don't forget that.
Yeah.
Never say like, oh, that's too hard, I can't do it. If you can knit and you can purl, you can knit anything. It helps if you can also read your knitting.
Yeah. Hi, Tasha.
And yes, if you hear heavy breathing,
we have a dog joining us.
It's our adorable doggy.
Come here, Tasha.
Saying hello.
Nope. You're gonna...
Anyway, so whips. I'm working on one right now. This is a brand new whip. I don't have a competitive bone in my body.
Totally. This isn't the one that you mentioned last week where you and Brienne were like...
No, that yarn is still sitting back there. Oh, it's a very similar color, too. Anyway, no, that was the Fintry shawl.
I just saw this one. Anyway.
Yes. I'm pretty sure this is worsted. Is this DK? Oh, this is DK!
Ooh! What is it?
Okay.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
I have more plans.
Okay.
Okay. I totally thought that was worsted.
Okay.
I've been kind of... Oh, boy. Okay. So...
Oh, I still have soft yarn up here. Anyway. Hi.
So, whips. Cozy Up Knits put out a new collection of yarn patterns.
Yes.
Today. It is... did I write it down?
Did you?
Four Sister Toques collection. And then they're having like what did they call it? They called it a flash cal. So a flash knit along. They're like, how many of these hats can you knit in 2 weeks?
Oh.
But then they said the magic words, right? Like great Christmas knitting.
Oh,
and I was
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went deep stash diving. We'll put a picture up here of the yarn that I pulled out of my deep dark stash. And I have all sorts of yarn that I can use, and now I've got a couple, because it's a DK pattern, and I've got the yarn from Allison, and I have my yarn back there, and I have all my deep dark stash yarn. Anyway, so I said, okay, game on.
Yep.
So you get 4 different patterns.
Mm-hmm.
To work from, same cast on and same, but then it's just like a different stitch pattern for each one for each of the Cozy Up sisters.
Yeah.
So that's what. So I'm knitting away. I've actually started this 3 times now.
Oh.
Because the first time I started it, I just blew my cast on. I was doing a new kind of cast on. I didn't follow their cast on. I did a different one. And then the second time I started it, I was going along just fine. And this part I'm doing right now is supposed to be a false brioche.
Fauche.
Faux brioche, thank you. And that was good. It was very nice, and I got a few inches into it, and then I was like, This hat is so big because, of course, I'm not used to knitting that faux brioche, so it was really loose, and I was just like, it was so big. I put it on, I put it on my head, and then I pulled it out like this, right? And I was like, okay, no, this is too big, so I ripped that out. Anyway, so that's why I am knitting while we knitting while we talk here.
Because you have no competitive bone in your body.
No competitive bone in my body. So there's that. Is one of my yarn.
One of your ends.
Don't know where that would come from. The other work in progress is my Disdero Ranch Land shawl by Mona Fisher. And sorry, it's all cut. So
whoa, you've made.
Where's my green? There's my green marker.
Progress.
That's where I was last week. And so I've done the next transition section. So there's that one at the bottom. And if you've been following along, you know that I wasn't really happy with it. I was told it would block out okay. I don't think it's going to. But there's the second transition section.
That's cool.
And I am much more happy with it and the way it's coming along. So I will block it. I will finish it. I will block it.
Yep.
But I do think I will be cutting it and catching the stitches, cutting it, tearing it back, and re-knitting this section and then grafting it back together again because I'm really not happy. It's too tight.
Okay.
It's too tight. So there's that.
There is that.
Been working on that.
Yeah.
I have also done a couple rows on my socks. Yeah, I always got socks going. Nothing to get excited about. This was supposed to be the focus of all my knitting now, except now I'm knitting hats. Thanks, Jamie and Sarah and
hi guys,
Chris and Katie. It's not fair. Okay, so this is my balance. So again, where's the marker? Oh, there's the marker. Can you see it? The thing shining there. So that's where I was last week. And
some good progress.
I'm almost at the beginning of the armhole shaping. And I don't know if we've really talked about this before, but if you can kind of hold that side for me. But if you see here in between the cables, so this is the waist shaping. Do you see how it comes in to here? So you've got the space down here, and then it comes in, and then it opens up again for across the shoulders, and of course in the front for the boobs. And yeah, I love this. Julie asked me if I would make one for her, and I said, well, you can just make it yourself.
Yes, you can.
So, yeah, so this is Balance by Kim Hargreaves. And I'm using Ancient Arts yarn. It's called Paperweight.
Yes, that's what you've been saying this whole time.
And it is a merino nettle. I have to go through a stinging nettle to get nettle out of my mouth. Yeah, there's the Ancient Arts. And it's very soft. And, yeah. So that is that. I think that's the end of my whips.
Okay, so, hi, it is time for what Mike brings to the table.
I was about to say, Mike.
Hi.
What do you bring to the table?
What do I bring to the table? Well, I bring
other than this beautiful yarn.
Well, Allison brought that to the table.
Yes.
I actually first kind of wanted to apologize for last week. I got a little negative, and I forgot my number one warning on things when I get negative, which is, sure, I say that I don't like it, but if you enjoy Cards Against Humanity, don't let me stop you. People love it.
Yeah,
And
sometimes Mike gets soapboxy.
Yeah, I do. But anyway, I ended last week by saying that that I was gonna recommend something related to Cards Against Humanity, which is the other game, the other less well-known game that has been made by the people at Cards Against Humanity. And you're gonna see the name and you're gonna say, wait, that's better than Cards Against Humanity? And I'm gonna say, yes.
In Mike's opinion.
Hang on a second. I'll tell you why this is better. It is another party game. It's of secret rules. It is the game Secret Hitler. In Secret Hitler, players are secretly divided into either the fascists or the liberals, and one player is secretly named Hitler. I'll get to that. I'll get to it. Trust me. Stick with me.
This reminds me of that game. Do I have to be dead?
Yeah.
Do I have to be Hitler? Okay.
So, yeah, Secret Hitler is a game of democratic process in pre-World War II Germany, which
and with Hitler, democratic process.
That's part of the themes of the game is that you're divided into fascists or liberals, and you go through a process of enacting policies. These policies don't actually. We haven't done that.
We haven't peekabooed for a long time.
Admittedly, the policies don't actually affect the game, but anyway, the goal of the liberal politicians is to either pass 7 liberal policies or kill Hitler. The goal of the fascist is to either pass 9 fascist policies
9!
Or enact 4 fascist policies and then elect Hitler chancellor. And key point here is that the liberals don't know who the other liberals are, the fascists know who the other fascists are, and Hitler knows nothing.
Sorry.
And this game is...
I don't think... Well, anyway.
This game is just, it's so good. It leads to yelling matches of passion and just like, and just wild accusations. I love it so much. However, you may be sitting there saying, you know, this game does sound really fun, Michael, but I don't think I can sit at a dinner table and call my grandma Hitler. And I say, that's fair.
I don't think I could play a game with the name Hitler in
I
it.
don't think, yeah, that's fair. But that is one of the wonderful things that the people over at Cards Against Humanity have done with this game. They have released it under a copyright license that allows you to take the rules of the game and put any skin on it. So one of the most popular skins is Secret Palpatine, which is set in the Star Wars universe. And you have the light side, the dark side, and Palpatine. I'm sure there's a secret Voldemort. There's all sorts of different variations on this game that people have made, and
now that's fun.
Also under the same rules that this game is distributed under, those versions have to be made freely. They have to be able to be distributed freely, and you'll notice my version of this game is printed on printer paper. That is because there is also on the Secret Hitler website a print and play version of the game. So you can download a couple PDFs, and if you don't mind spending the time for some ink and cutting out a whole bunch of little placards and sticking them all together, I got fancy and used colored paper, and
you had access to that.
I had a whole lot of access to all sorts of colored paper, and if you don't mind spending an afternoon cutting out a whole bunch of paper, then you can own a free copy of Secret Hitler, or Secret Senator Palpatine, or Secret Voldemort. Secret Sauron might be fun if there was that. And it's all the same game, just people have taken different thematic approaches to it.
I like the idea of having it in like a fantasy world as opposed to something that
is kind of real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be upsetting to people for
yes,
many different reasons.
Exactly. That's why I was very careful to mention, you know, maybe you wouldn't be okay calling your grandma Hitler.
Yeah.
Maybe you would be okay saying she's Voldemort.
Or maybe you just don't even want to you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we should forget the things that happened.
Yes.
But it's a hot button topic. So
anyway, Secret Hitler and all variants, I highly recommend it.
and on Remembrance Day.
On Remembrance Day, Michael recommends. I did not plan that. That was that's an unintentional oopsie.
Only here, folks. Close knit family.
Oh boy.
Let's do boy.
Anyway.
Hitler on Remembrance
Day. And the existence of this game. Anyway, sorry, I'll stop talking now.
Why? Because you're gonna let me carry on again?
No, I was just okay.
Okay, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yay! All right, so events from around the world.
Oh.
And things falling down. Okay. I think it was
your pattern.
My pattern. I think it was my Fintry pattern.
Yeah, it was.
I mentioned my Fintry pattern. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, events from around the world. On Saturday, November 17th, in Barcelona, Spain, we've got Barcelona Knits. And I think that's the one that Joji Locatelli is going to and will be teaching at. She'll be doing, I understand, some English classes in Spain.
Oh.
And I was watching her her journal the other day, and she was saying that her classes, she had her 2 classes, and she's doing them in English, and they sold out so fast. They asked her if she would do another one because I guess, you know, in Spain they to have someone there teaching in English is it's hard to do, or to get people teaching in English. Of course, she could have taught in Spanish, but
yeah,
there's that. So yeah, Barcelona Knits. Mm-hmm. It's a big festival in Barcelona, Spain. And on Saturday, December 1st, we have the Blue Ridge Fibre Gathering at the Stewartsville Library.
Linton Vinton.
Shoot. I think that's a V.
I think that's a V too, but I've never heard of Vinton.
In Vinton,
Virginia.
Sorry,
anyone who's from Vinton or Linton.
And that, of course, is in the U.S.
Yes, the U.S. of A.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Speaking of the U.S. of A. So John Mellencamp last night, when he's having some banter with the audience, and he says, so I was walking over today, you know, I was coming over here today, you know, I was thinking, and I'm sorry, he was using swear words, so I'll maybe try and say bleep instead, but yeah. He said he was thinking that, he says, you Canadians, you need to build a wall to keep us bleeping Americans from coming up here and screwing up your country. And then he says, it only needs to be a 2-foot-high wall, because we'll come up to the wall and we won't know what to do. But you'll be able to just step over it and step back again. And then he said, you know, you might even get Mexico to pay for it. It was really quite funny, and it was like, okay, so there's someone making a political statement without, so he can still get back into his own country when he finishes his tour in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so funny. You guys need to build a 2-foot wall, and we won't know what to do with it. Oh, I apologize to any of my American viewers. Those were his words, not mine. It was just funny.
We know it's not all of you.
Yeah. Okay. We're not being political.
Nope.
It was just funny. Okay. Yes. So we're back to events.
Events from around the world. From around the world.
World. Okay. On Saturday, January 12th, is the Creek Garden Fibre Fest in Lacombe, Alberta. Now this one I really, really, really want to go to.
Really?
But I am not gonna drive across the Rockies.
In the middle of winter.
In the middle of January. Because that's like the worst.
It's going to be wet.
No, not wet.
Frozen.
Frozen, icy, avalanches. Yeah, like avalanches until like April through there.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So, well, actually, it might not be too avalanchy in January. The skies above Revelstoke.
Skies above the Rockies.
It's avalanche season, yeah. So anyway, I'm thinking about flying.
Oh, are you?
Well, you know what? Honestly, I think the return flights is less than I would spend in gas to get to Calgary, and then I could rent a car. But it's just there's a few people who will be there with their yarn. And it's yarn I'm interested in, but I really want to see, touch, feel.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking about that, and I'm working on it. But yeah, so Saturday, January 12th, and they are still open for vendors.
Okay.
So if you are a yarn dyer and you want to go to Lacombe, Alberta on January 12th, 2019.
You can get there.
Contact Creek Garden Crafts.
I'll put information over the video here.
Yeah.
And maybe in the description as well.
He's so good at that. It's exciting when that happens.
I'll maybe put a link in the description as well. So
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so I guess you haven't been knitting much.
No,
okay, well, no, you did sort of have a little bit of a... No, I'm thinking about the what's Mike learned about knitting.
Oh.
So, you're thinking you would prefer a 2x2 rib.
Yeah.
On the socks.
Yeah.
So you're going to do that on the next pair?
I think so, yes.
If you don't know what that means, a 2x2 rib. So a 1x1 rib is a knit, purl, knit.
Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl.
Is knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. Oh, and that has a tubular cast on. So you see, you don't have that. That sort of line.
Yeah.
Across the bottom, it's like the stitches just start.
Just kind of stop. And, and then a 2x2 ribbing would be knit 2, purl 2.
Oh shit! Oh oot!
Somebody just dropped a bunch of stitches.
Okay, at least that wasn't the F-bomb. Apparently I've done that on stage.
On stage?
On stage. I've been told a few times that I've F-bombed on stage, and I didn't even realize I did it.
Oh.
People are like, I can't believe what you said. And I'm like, oh no.
What did I say?
Yeah, you F-bombed. Oops.
Yes, I think we're about wrapping up here. So don't forget about the Allison Barnes code, close knit 20. That's close knit 20
for 20% off until January 31st,
2019.
2019, and you know, it's a great thing to mention to your family who might be interested in getting you a yarn-related Christmas present. And you know what? I know, okay, here's my little thing about this. People get their knickers in a knot when you say, you know what do you want for Christmas? Oh, I don't want anything for Christmas. You do so. Get serious. So I personally, as a gift giver, I would prefer to give somebody something that I know they would enjoy and that they would like. And so I have no problem buying my own present.
No, you've done that in the past.
I've done that this year too.
Oh, this year too,
but that's beside the point. I have no problem like saying to someone, this is what I would like. This is where you can get it from. And guess what? It's on sale! If you use this code, you can get 20% off. Yeah. So you're doing them a huge favor.
Yeah.
And you're pointing them in the direction of pick your colorway. Pick what you want. Tell them you want it. You don't actually know if you're going to get it. And what about the Fibre Share box? Oh my gosh, what an awesome Christmas gift.
Yeah.
To get someone a subscription to the Fibre share.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! And see, the thoughts are just a going.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
I think we need to slam a break on those right now.
Okay. Whew. Sometimes I get excited about
Alrighty.
things.
Well.
So.
Remembering that, and also remembering to please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon.
To shut me up.
hit the bell icon. Be informed every time we upload. Join us on Ravelry at Close Knit Family. Follow us on Instagram. All that information will be on the end card and in the description. But otherwise, keep your knitting close.
And your family closer. Bye.